Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon. Welcome to Spectrum News within the week. I am Rita Enung coming to you live from Rio. Let's take a look at the headlines. President Tinubu says Dangote Refinery, a defining project of Nigeria. First Lady commissions renewed hope resettlement city in Kefi. Plus, Iran launches new wave of missiles at Israel as Israeli Air Force strikes targets in Tehran. Details of these stories and more in a moment. Many thanks for staying tuned. We begin the news within the week from the national scene where President Bola Tinubu has lauded Aliko Dangote, founder of the Dangote Group, for his unwavering belief in Nigeria and for making bold investments that have become a cornerstone in the country's economic transformation. Speaking during a high-profile tour of the Dangote Petroleum Refinery and Petrochemicals Complex, an event that also marked the official commissioning of the deep sea port access road, the president described the refinery as a remarkable achievement, calling it a phenomenal project of our time and a major point of reference for Nigeria's industrial and economic growth. Tinubu also lauded the quality of infrastructure delivered under the federal government tax credit scheme, specifically commending Dangote Industries Limited and its subcontractor High-Tech Construction Company Limited for the delivery of the port access road. In a moment of tribute, President Tinubu described Dangote as the wisest mind in Nigeria's economic landscape, citing his far-reaching investments and steadfast commitment to the country. Away from that, First Lady Oluremi Tinubu on Saturday commissioned the Oluremi Tinubu Renewed Hope Resettlement City in Yakande Community, Kefi, Nasarawa State, and ongoing efforts to restore hope and dignity to displaced Nigerians. The state-of-the-art resettlement city, developed by the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants, and Internally Displaced Persons, is currently home to 40 households comprising 239 individuals, including refugees from Cameroon and Sudan. It features a range of modern amenities, including solar-powered electricity, a school, clinic, mosque, church, police station, vocational training centers, and greenhouses. Speaking at the commissioning, the First Lady emphasized that the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu is not merely a policy slogan, but a deliberate commitment to inclusive social welfare and the reintegration of displaced persons. Meanwhile, Senator Remi Tinubu, the wife of President Bola Tinubu, during the week led the distribution of 10,000 professional kits to midwives and nurses in the southeast geopolitical zone of the country as part of efforts to enhance healthcare delivery across Nigeria. The event held in Enugu State marked the final phase of a nationwide distribution of kits to midwives under the Renewed Hope Initiative, a program aimed at strengthening frontline healthcare support. She said the kits, which include branded scrubs and pairs of Crocs, are part of a broader plan to equip midwives for effective delivery, stressing that the event is to complement the ongoing federal government training exercise for 120,000 frontline health workers nationwide. According to her, the RHI has so far procured 60,000 branded scrubs and 60,000 pairs of Crocs. She also revealed that the project has been made possible through the generous support of an anonymous global partner dedicated to improving health outcomes for the citizens. In a separate development, the federal government in the course of the week said it remains committed to reducing maternal mortality rates in Nigeria by 20% before 2027. The Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Isiaq Salako, stated in Enugu State during the presentation of 10,000 professional kits to midwives by the wife of the President, Remi Tinubu. The minister also said is relentless to reduce an infant or under five's mortality rate by 15%, stressing that the distribution of the professional kits to nurses and midwives was part of the government's effort to motivate and empower medical professionals leading the fight against maternal and infant mortality rate in the country. In the meantime, over 1,500 health professionals under the Environmental Health Council of Nigeria have not been paid salaries in the last 20 months. The inability of the council to pay stemmed from the directive of the federal government to cut off funding from certain agencies of government. Environmental Health Council of Nigeria, established by Act 11 of 2002 as amended, is Nigeria's primary body overseeing environmental health regulations and a wide range of activities that prevent the spread of diseases. In 2014, during the Ebola outbreak in Nigeria, environmental health officers played a vital role in the fight against the virus. And from the legislature, the National Assembly within the week revealed plans to initiate a bill to ensure the president-elect are sworn in the arcade of the National Assembly. The leader of the Senate, Opeyemi Bamidele, made a disclosure while responding to questions on June 12th anniversary on Tuesday in Abuja. Bamidele said the legislation was part of efforts to strengthen the country's democracy. He said that the parliament would also initiate another legislation for the president to deliver the State of the Nation address in the National Assembly on June 12th annually. In the meantime, the Senate during the week reacted to criticism that the current National Assembly is a rubber stamp to President Bola Tinubu-led executive. The chairman of the Senate Committee on Media and Publicity, Senator Yemi Adaramodu, said the current National Assembly rubber stamps everything that is in the best interest of Nigerians. Adaramodu noted that the legislative arm of government is the soft target of most Nigerians. On judicial matters, the Court of Appeal Abuja Division, in the course of the week, struck out two motions filed by the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, and awarded cost of 100,000 naira against him. A three-member panel of the Court of Appeal, presided over by Justice Haman Barka, struck out the motions on May 21st, 2025, following the request for withdrawal of the appeal of the motions. The motions dated March 3rd, 2025 and March 25, 2025, listed Akpabio as the appellant. The respondents were Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, the Clerk of the National Assembly, the Senate, and the Chairman of the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges, and Public Petitions, Senator Neda Imasim. In another development, as the federal government battles to tackle emerging and contemporary security issues confronting the nation, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, yesterday charged new recruits of the Depot Nigerian Army Zaria, Kaduna State, to remain prepared to fight terrorism and insurgency in the country. General Oluyede, who gave the charge at the passing out parade of the 6,195 of the 88 regular recruits intake on Saturday, emphasized that the importance of courage, professionalism, and resilience in the face of adversity. The Chief of Army Staff emphasized the importance of upholding the Nigerian Army's core values. He also reminded the recruits that the life of a soldier is one of sacrifice and patriotism, noting that the Nigerian Army is a professional institution tasked with the mandate of securing the sovereignty of the great nation, Nigeria. And still to come in the news, CBN directs Nigerian banks to post dividend payments to foreign subsidiaries. Just stay with us for the rest of the news. Many thanks for staying tuned. And now to the rest of the news stories. Moving now to Africa, where a Kenyan officer appeared in court on Friday in connection with the death of a teacher in custody that has reignited public outrage and renewed scrutiny of police brutality in the country. Albert Ojwang, 31, died in police custody last weekend after he was arrested over a social media post criticizing a senior officer. Constable James Mukwana, who was attached to the Nairobi Central Police Station, was arraigned in court by officers from the investigation, telling the court that Mukwana was present on the night Ojwang was booked by the Directorate of Criminal Investigations (DCI) officers. Police spokesman Michael Muchiri confirmed to newsmen that a constable had been arrested over the incident, but referred further questions to IPOA, which did not respond to a request for a comment. And still in Africa, where the head of the UN peacekeeping mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo yesterday held talks with Rwanda about protecting civilians in areas under their control in the east. Bintou Keita, the UN Secretary General's special representative, said the rebels spoke out of wanting a peaceful solution to the crisis, which escalated in January with their capture of the major city of Goma. She said she had brought a spirit of listening and exchange to the discussion in Goma on Friday. And on the foreign scene, Iran yesterday launched a fresh attack on Israel, while the Israel Defense Forces (IDF) said they are still striking military targets in Tehran. Israel's emergency services said one woman in her 20s was killed and several people have been injured following the attacks. Meanwhile, Tehran's oil ministry noted that the Saharan oil depot in the capital was hit in the latest Israeli strikes. Iran President Mossad Pezeshkian is, however, threatening a more severe response if Israel does not stand down. And in the meantime, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer yesterday said more RAF jets are being sent to the Middle East amid intense fighting between Israel and Iran. Starmer said the military aircraft, including Typhoons and air-to-air refuelers, were being sent for contingency support across the region. He said the situation was fast moving and there were ongoing discussions with allies, adding that the constant message has de escalated. The Prime Minister made the remarks as he traveled to Canada for the G7 summit, where he said the weekend's intense developments would be further discussed. Elsewhere, President Donald Trump yesterday hosted the military's largest parade in decades in Washington, D.C., marking 250 years of the U.S. Army. The Republican president said America is the hottest country in the world and will soon be greater and stronger than ever before. The parade, which fell on Trump's 79th birthday, involved nearly 7,000 soldiers, flyovers, and fireworks. Meanwhile, anti-Trump groups staged hundreds of demonstrations across the country to coincide with the parade. The No Kings protests from Los Angeles to Boston were the largest against the president since he was re-elected. And in the meantime, North Korea, in the course of the week, said it successfully relaunched its new 5,000-ton naval destroyer less than a month after it capsized during the first attempted launch. The country's leader, Kim Jong-un, had reacted furiously to the warship's failed launch in May and demanded it be quickly repaired. At least four officials, three shipyard officials, and one senior official had since been arrested over the incident. According to reports, the ship has now been fully restored, but given how quickly it has been relaunched, experts are questioning whether the repairs are complete. And still on the foreign scene, New Zealand is set to launch a new long-term visa aimed at strengthening family ties for migrants. The Parents Boost Visa, which takes effect from 29 September 2025, will allow parents of temporary residents to stay in the country for up to 10 years. Under the new visa policy, eligible parents can initially stay for 5 years with the option to apply for an additional 5-year extension provided they continue to meet all the requirements. Designed as a multiple entry visitor visa, the Parent Boost visa aims to support skilled migrant workers by allowing their parents to join them for extended periods. However, the visa does not offer a direct path to permanent residency. On our business news, World Bank President Ajay Banga within the week said that the World Bank is re-entering the nuclear energy space for the first time in decades as it works towards meeting growing electricity demand in developing countries. Banga said in an email to staff that the bank will work closely with United Nations nuclear watchdog, the International Atomic Energy Agency (IAEA), strengthening its ability to advise on non-proliferation safeguards and regulatory frameworks. Banga noted that the decision comes as electricity demands in developing countries is set to more than double by 2035. Added to that, the need to meet the demand, annual investments in energy generation, Grids and storage will have to increase from $280 billion to about $630 billion. He said the Washington-based lender will also work to speed up the potential of small modular reactors so these can become a viable choice for more countries eventually. Elsewhere, the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) has directed Nigerian banks under regulatory forbearance to put on held dividend payments and bonuses to foreign subsidiaries and ventures. The Apex Bank issued the directive in a circular issued on Friday by the Director of Banking Supervision, Olubukola Akinwumi. CBN explained that the move is part of a broader instrument to reinforce capital buffers, improve balance sheet resilience, and ensure prudent capital retention within the Nigerian banking sector. The development comes as Nigerian banks ramp up efforts to achieve the CBN recapitalization deadline by 2026. Recall that in April 2022, the CBN extended interest rate forbearance on loans by 12 months, while in September 2023, it prohibited banks from using gains from foreign exchange re-evaluation for dividends or capital expenditures of other kinds. And still in business, the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) during the week debunked claims suggesting it has extended the deadline for the recapitalization of Bureau de Change (BDC) operators to December 31st, 2025. The Apex Bank said the official deadline remains June 3rd, 2025, as previously announced. A statement issued by the acting director of the Corporate Communications Department, Hakama Ali, described the circulating report as false and misleading, urging members of the public to disregard it. And still to come in the news, Victor Osimhen gives Galatasaray conditions before signing deal. Do stay with us.
Broadening your horizon is what every living being not only genuinely desires, but heartily pursues and intentionally invests in. For in the gathering of men, only those whose minds are in tune with the dynamics of the past, present, and future innovations, inventions, politics, and governance are respected. We are Spectrum Television, and broadening your horizon is our obsession. Risk on your decoder now to connect Spectrum Television on the frequency 12589, symbol rate 26250. That is frequency 12589, symbol rate 26250, polarization horizontal, and join our online community at spectrumtvlive.ng. For further enquiries, please call 0704 158 5642 or 0704 541 7707. Spectrum Television, broadening your horizon.
Staying tuned, and now to the rest of the news stories. In health, the Director General of the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus, within the week announced that the mpox upsurge continues to meet the criteria of a public health emergency of international concern outlined in the international health regulations. The announcement follows the fourth meeting of the IHR Emergency Committee regarding the upsurge of mpox held on June 5, 2025. A statement by the global health body noted that the committee, recognizing progress in the capacity to respond in certain countries, advised the Director General. This, the committee said, was based on the continuing rise in the number of cases, including a recent increase in West Africa and likely ongoing undetected transmission. In some countries beyond the African continent, it said ongoing operational challenges in responding to the event, including surveillance and diagnostics, as well as a lack of funding, make prioritizing response interventions challenging. In the meantime, the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, yesterday expressed concern over the recent detection of a variant of the polio virus in four local government areas of Kano State. UNICEF's Chief of Field Office in Kano, Rahama Mohammed, raised the alarm during the June edition of the Media Dialogue on Polio and Routine Immunization held in the state. He disclosed that surveillance activities conducted in 2025 revealed the presence of the virus in Warawa, Bankure, Kano Municipal, and Nasarawa local government areas. Describing the development as worrisome, Mohammed warned that the detection of the variant poses a wider threat, stressing that no community is safe until polio is fully eradicated. He urged stakeholders, including governments at all levels, traditional rulers, and the media, to strengthen awareness campaigns and prioritize vaccination, especially in vulnerable communities. And still in health, the Lagos state government had been advised to invest proper technology systems that will generate the required data to effectively fix its sanitation problems. Health expert Ridwan Soroke stated that though Lagos had a sanitation infrastructure challenge, the problem was far deeper, especially in the area of data to effectively handle the service and improve it. So Runke noted that while many residents used on-site systems like pit latrines, septic tanks, and container toilets in informal and underserved areas, they were nearly invisible in official records. He added that the situation indicated that there was no reliable database of where they existed, how often they were serviced, or where the sludge ended up. And now to sportswear. An insider at Galatasaray, Ali Nasi Kakuk, has revealed that Victor Osimhen has given conditions with which he would consider remaining at the club. He said it was one of Osimhen's conditions that led to the club's signing of Leroy Sane from Bayern Munich. According to him, the signing of Sane was part of their strategy to lure Nigerian highly sought after striker to join them. Ali Nasi noted that Osimhen said he would only stay at Super League if they are able to bring in new top stars and build a solid team. Elsewhere, Inter Miami coach Javier Mascherano has reacted to his side's FIFA Club World Cup Group Stage 0-0 draw against Al Ahly on Saturday. Al Ahly dominated the first half of the encounter but failed to score a goal. Inter Miami goalkeeper Oscar Ustari had an outstanding display as he made multiple world-class saves. Ustari also denied Trezeguet's penalty in the 43rd minute, keeping his side in the game. However, Inter Miami dominated the second half as Lionel Messi failed to score after several chances at the Hard Rock Stadium. Speaking after the game, Mascherano insisted that his side were the better team as he expressed his happiness over the performance. And still in sports, the 2025-2026 Nigeria Premier Football League (NPFL) season will kick off on Friday, 22nd August. Chairman of the NPFL, Benga Elegbeleye, made the announcement during an interaction with the media in Abuja on Friday. Elegbeleye further said the NPFL will seek to structure its calendar with other leagues in the world. The NPFL is expected to release the fixtures for the new season and registration guidelines for the players in the coming weeks. The Sky Blue Stars and Rivers United will represent Nigeria in the CAF Champions League next season. Meanwhile, third place Abia Warriors will compete in the CAF Confederation Cup. On our entertainment news, singer Tiwa Savage's estranged husband T Bills has called out her manager Vanessa Amadi Ogbonna for booking back-to-back jobs for the singer without minding the fact that she is a mother. T Bills stated that Tiwa Savage's busy schedule has made their son Jamil lonely, while admitting that he shares in the blame. Tibius claimed that Vanessa largely contributed to it by creating busy schedules for the mother of his child. He claimed that Vanessa only cares about the percentage she gets from Tiwa Savage's deals and not the well-being of their child. And still on the entertainment scene, legendary highlife musician Bright Chimezie has joined Sony Music West Africa 2 weeks after meeting Afrobeat star Davido. The leading global music publisher made this known in a series of posts on its official Instagram page. Recall that Chimezie met Davido in May after Davido's public acknowledgement that Chimezie's album inspired his popular track With You, which features Omalay. The development comes a few days after Davido's former signee, Mayokun, disclosed that the singer helped him secure his deal with Sony Music. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do ensure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website spectrumtv.ng. You have been watching Spectrum News within the week. I am Rita Inung. Enjoy the rest of your day.